Hello folks, Sal here from the Miller Business Center for a quick tour of Business Source Premier. Now this is one of my favorite databases that we have here at the Miller Center. And what's great about it is that it is your way of accessing SWOT analysis, industry reports, business magazines, trade association magazines, publications from all over the world, and it's really easy to do. When you log into the database, it's going to look just like this. You'll see you have a menu here on top if you want to do searches. You can browse all the publications that are currently available through the database. You can go straight to company profiles. There's even a business thesaurus here as well. Now, what I highly recommend doing before you do any searches here, if you're going to jump right in, is down here where it says limit your results. I would put a check mark here because there are records in this database that are just abstracts, that is just a summary of the article and not the actual article. So as long as you check here for full text, everything that is returned back to you will be a full article or document that you'll be able to download. So just like any search engine, you can click here and just start typing. What's nice, it has a guided search feature here. So as you start to type, it'll give you some ideas of which direction you might want to go in. In this case, I was just interested in the hotel and hospitality industry. So I'm going to click on that and click search. So this is our results page. And you'll notice on the left-hand side here, we have a lot of refinements that are available to us. We can limit this to a certain publication date. In this case, you could see this goes all the way back to 1911. I think we want more up-to-date information. So I'm going to slide this to the right here and maybe go to 2017. That'll update your results. So now everything is within the last 3 years or so. You can also come here and pick specific source types in your results. So maybe you just want trade publications, or maybe you just want to see articles from business magazines. Or perhaps you're looking for newspaper articles, or like I mentioned before, you want to get a SWOT analysis for a specific company. Now, SWOT is strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And these are really great reports that are available on Business Source Premier. So there are many other refinements here, and we highly recommend that you come to the database and click in here and see what is available to you. You can see even subjects here on this particular search that I did. You can see we can break that down for tourist attractions, hotel rooms. We can really go all out with this and really drill this down and add whatever you like here to your searches. Now, what do the records look like? Well, let's take this first one right off the bat here. This is from October 2018. It's from Hotel Management Magazine. Education opportunities help bring new perspectives to the table. It's a matter of clicking on the record. It will bring up the record's abstract here, which, like I mentioned before, is a quick summary of the article. It'll even give you the NAICS industry codes for this industry, which will come in handy if you're using another database like Reference USA or Emergent Intellect. And if you want to access that file and see the full text, simply click on this link here. It is an Adobe PDF. It loads up, and there it is, right from the magazine, as if you pulled it off the shelf and made a color copy. Now, what's great about this is that you can take this, you can print it, you can download it by using any of these keys here, these links, or even better, you can use Google Drive, or you can store each one of your result files into a folder, create a free account here, put them in a folder, and batch download or batch print them to your liking. Many patrons like to use this feature because now that we're in the Hotel Management Magazine from October 2018, we can browse through the entire issue, going through the table of contents here, and you can see, just like I mentioned before, this is as if you had gone to the magazine, pulled it off the shelf, and printed it out or made a copy of it. So it really is fantastic. So this is a great way of reading trade magazines, and it is all included at no charge with your Miller Center membership. Another feature of Business Source Premier is the company profiles search. You click here on the top menu to be brought to the company profiles page. Now, these are MarketLine reports. These are very well thought out, well written reports on all these companies, specific companies in the database. You can see it is also an international database as well. Different types of industries in different countries. Now, I'm going to pick one of our local businesses here because it just happens to be right up front. That's 1-800-Flowers. If we click on the MarketLine report link here, we'll be brought to the report. You can see this particular report is 29 pages long, and again, you can download this or print it. It will have a table of contents that is clickable, so it's hot linked directly to where you want to go. You'll see there's going to be key employee information here where you have their job title, their names, biographies of the C-suite folks who are at this particular company. You'll also see what brands the company falls under, the SWOT analysis, who their competition is. It really is a robust report that you can download. And look, most of the companies in this database are going to be bigger companies, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't come here to check if maybe there's a medium-sized company here. If it's a public company, there's going to be more information obviously available because they have to file with the SEC. If it's a smaller company, they're probably canvassed, which is an actual telephone call by the folks at MarketLine to ask them for some information. So you'll get some reports that are 5-6 pages long, some reports that are 3 pages long, and some reports that are 89 pages long. For example, I always love mentioning my favorite Walt Disney Company. There we go. The Walt Disney Company. I can click on that. And obviously a very large company, 44 pages long. And let's say I want to see what their threats are. I can click on the SWOT analysis here. They have intense competition, increasing piracy could impact revenues, changing customer tastes and preferences. And then they'll actually have a paragraph here that explains what they're talking about. So it is really a great feature of this database to be able to access these reports. Here's Trader Joe's. You could see Albertsons. So they're all major companies, all have a MarketLine report here in the Business Source Premier database. One last feature I'd like to mention of Business Source Premier in this tutorial is the publications directory. If you see here in the blue bar menu, if you click on publications, that brings you to the publication directory. Now there are over 3,500 business magazines, articles, trade magazines, newsletters, academic articles here, all for access with your account, absolutely free. So before you subscribe to that very expensive trade association publication, you might want to come here to see if it's available. And that also is true for business magazines. So for example, Entrepreneur Magazine, which I'm sure you've heard of before. It's a very popular business magazine, so you can access it here. You do a search, you can click on the record, and you can see in this case they have issues, full text issues from August 2003 to the present. All of the issues will be listed here. The embargo on these, that is the delay from time of publication to the time that they're available digitally, is usually pretty short. It's between 2 and 3 weeks up to a month. So if you want to view a particular issue, you select the year, you select the issue number, and you are forwarded to the entire magazine sort of deconstructed and taken apart in pieces here. So we can jump to a particular article by selecting it from the list here, clicking on PDF full text, and there's the article. And you can see it's as if you pulled it off the shelf and made a color copy of it. And again, just like before, you can either browse the individual contents of this particular issue, you can download or print the articles, or put it in a folder, send it to Google Drive, and from there you'll be able to compile everything together. And a lot of folks like to download issues of the magazines, put them on their tablet, their iPad, or their Android device, and read it on the go. So it's just another great feature of the Business Source Premier database. And we really hope that you take advantage of this database. Come here when you're doing research about a particular company, a particular industry, or if you just want to read this month's issue of your favorite business publication.